Hey guys, Chris from Provo Beast Audio Installation, and in today's video we're going to show you how to install a backup camera in this 2013 Kia Forte. Now in this install we're going to show you how to run all the wiring, mount a camera at the license plate area, and integrate it with an existing aftermarket doubled-in radio. Let's get started. Now the camera that we're going with is a license plate mountable camera. This actually mounts back behind the plate itself, so you can still keep your favorite frame while adding an adjustable camera. Now we will link a camera in the description in case you want to pick one up yourself. With this camera, it comes with a power harness. We need to power the camera with power and ground. And it comes with a video harness. Now essentially this video cable is an RCA cable. One end takes the camera, what it sees, and sends it all the way up to the radio. Now on our harness it does have these red wires hanging off. Essentially here this is just a pass-through, and you can use this either to power the camera or use it as a trigger wire for the camera. Lots of different ways to wire that up here. Essentially here what we're going to do is head to the car to get this installed. We're going to feed this through the trunk lid and then start running all our cable. Alright, so here at the trunk area we've removed the license plate, and our camera will bolt to the existing studs of the plate, but we need to find a way to pass this wire through the trunk lid itself, and we're going to go actually back behind this trim. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up here, and these are all little plastic Phillips head clips, but we're going to remove this carpeted area to give us the access we need so we can take this trim piece off. Okay, so we removed 4 nuts, 10 millimeters all the way down, and then there's clips that we just use some pliers there to pinch in so we can pass the clip back through the panel. And at this point, this should come on out. Now fortunately for us, there's an unused grommet here, which is perfect. So we're going to make a hole in this grommet. We'll pass our wires through this grommet, put the grommet back in, and get our camera all mounted up. Alright, so we got that all mounted up. We left a little bit of slack so we can position the wire right before we are able to get the trim piece back on. Wire comes through right there. Now at this point we need power and ground for the camera, which is this red harness, and we need to send the video signal to the radio through this yellow harness, through that extension. Now power and ground, depending on your radio, you may want to power the camera on accessory so the camera is on just when the key is on instead of just being in reverse. If your radio has a camera mode where you can call upon the camera when not in reverse, I suggest hooking this up to accessory. If your radio does not, you can just simply power the camera off of the power and ground on our tail light. Here's our reverse light here. It has 2 wires, as a white and a black. White's going to be our positive, or tan I guess, and then black's going to be our negative. So we can power our camera, positive and negative here, and also we can hook our trigger wire up to that positive so the radio knows when we're in reverse mode, because that wire is hot when backing up. So that's where we're going to make our connections at this point. So at this point of time, we are done up underneath here. We can go ahead and reattach our carpeted trunk liner. All right, so we got our plate all back on. We put a little notch so it doesn't pinch the wire, but we still have plenty of adjustability there. It's all back on. You can barely see the wire, but you won't see it that way. It's looking great. We also went ahead and got our mat back on. And also our wiring goes right along the factory loom, and you won't notice it there either. Perfect. So at this point, we just need to get our plate on and finish running the wire up to the radio. Now where that wire passed through this rear firewall area, the trunk deck, so we pop this on out. Essentially it's a 11mm bolt, and it just lifts on up off this hook here. Our wire comes out there where we pushed it through. What we did is zip tied it along the factory harness, and we tucked it up underneath this panel, and we're about this point. So what we're going to do is just basically tuck the wire up underneath these panels because it's so small, and work our way towards our radio. So we continued our wire. Now because it is so small, we just tucked it basically up underneath this panel. Tuck, 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 all the way. If you want, you can pull panels off. They're just held on with clips, but because the gauge of the wire is so small, we can actually push the wire up pretty far there and it won't fall down. We worked our way up, brought up the wire up here, and then we went across, up underneath the steering column with existing wiring. Then we pulled the wire up into the dash. Let's feed our camera wire up. We had a little extra cable, so we just zip tied it. This end will go to the camera input on the back of the radio, and our trigger wire on our aftermarket radio, as we found, is pink. A lot of the time it's purple white. It could be a different color. Just check with your manufacturer, and essentially remember the other end of this wire of the RCA goes to the power wire of the reverse light. Well, this end goes into our trigger wire. So when that light turns on, it puts power to this cable here, which will trigger the radio to automatically go in reverse. So again, we'll plug that to the reverse camera input on the back of the radio and get the radio in. Now, you didn't see us really take apart this dash. We actually have that in our separate video where we installed an aftermarket double-din touchscreen radio in this 2013. So if you want to see how we got the radio on out, and wired up that radio to get it reinstalled, check the description. We'll have a link there as well as a card up above which walks you through step by step. So at this point of time, let's go ahead and connect our radio and get everything reinstalled. Okay, before we go too far, let's make sure everything's working. Check the backup camera. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and put it in reverse. Great. Really clear image. It's actually really nice. How to reverse? All right, well, that's about it for this backup camera installation on this 2013 Kia Forte. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. We post great content on the channel all the time. Again, if you want to see how we did the radio install on this Forte, check the description. We'll have a link there as well as a card up above which walks you through step by step for that install. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the next video.